Welcome, everybody, to this edition of The Kingdom and Its Stories. We're delighted to have you with us in this broadcast, which is designed not to lift up the people that we interview, but to use their story to help us understand better how we, in our own circumstances, can better be Jesus' hands and feet. And today we have Tetiana Machibelli. Tetiana, welcome. And Tetiana is coming to us from the Ukraine, long way away from where I am right now. But Tetiana, we're delighted to have you with us. Thank you for joining us today. And I want to ask you to begin by giving us an elevator speech to sort of tell the people who are listening who you are so they get a better idea of who you are and what your context is and how the Lord led you to do what you're doing, and then tell us what you're doing. Go ahead.
Greetings to you all from Ukraine. So, my name is Tetiana, and who am I? I'm Ukrainian, and I am mother of two foster children. One is the girl, Diana. She has cerebral palsy, and another is a boy, 17 years old. He's from the east part of Ukraine, where is the war now, really intensive. And biological child I have, her name is Maria. She's 19. I'm married, and I'm also a director of NGO Nehemiah Ukraine. So, and I'm a Christian.
And so, what does Nehemiah Ukraine do?
Okay, right now, Nehemiah Ukraine is providing support and help to the survivors of war, to the most vulnerable. It's from one side that what we are doing, we are helping communities to um, develop and to start new services, social services to help those who came from the east part of Ukraine, those who lost loved ones in the war. And also, we are helping with creating special system to provide family care to orphan children in Ukraine. And we promote churches, like do promotions that Christians would take kids into their families.
Hmm. So, to take them in as adopted children or just to care for them for a period?
It can be, of course, adoption is the best. It's the best option, that it's the best care. But we have different types of foster care in Ukraine, and government supports and helps. And we also provide for them support and help from the beginning, like buying all necessary items for them, furniture, clothes, food, and helping them with education. So, and also supporting and helping parents that they would not burn out, and to give them all necessary tools to take care about the children.
So, how long has the project been in operation? And how did it start?
As a Nehemiah, we started to do this in the 90s.
Okay.
And it's actually was my initiative. I became a Christian. It was 1992 when the first American missionaries came to our country. And my city where I live, it's right on the border, on western border of Ukraine, with border with Slovakia, Hungary. The city is named Uzhgorod, and first missionaries came right after the collapse of the Soviet Union to our city and shared gospel, shared Jesus Christ with us. I was a student. I was invited to translate for them. And right the first day, I gave my heart to the Lord, and I
So
just experienced real joy.
you weren't a believer when you were invited to translate for the missionaries?
No, I thought that I was a believer. I thought in my
Well,
mind, but actually, I was not a believer. No.
okay, so what helped you to understand that you weren't?
Oh, actually, it was an experience. I knew about Jesus, that he is Son of God. I knew that God, the Father, He is loving, good. I knew that because of the sin we die, but I just didn't know that Jesus Christ was God, really God, and only God
Hmm.
could give us this way to heaven, like to Father, only through His death. Everything just came together. We used to sing carols when I was a child, like in the house. I
Mm-hmm.
knew many things, but it was a revelation, like aha moment for me, and everything like a puzzle came
So
together.
you said this happened on on the first day you were translating?
Yes, yes. First
Wow.
day, right away, the person I remember, and till today I have connection with him.
Okay.
Gilmore, like Danny Gilmore. He is from, I think now lives in Mississippi. I like some southern states.
Okay.
And till today, we have connections with his family, and they even support our ministry, Nehemiah Ministry. Imagine so many
Okay.
years.
So you came to Christ, and then
Yes.
what was the journey from there to starting Nehemiah Ministry?
And then I was when there were many, there were other students who became Christians, and there were no churches which would accept us those days. So
What
we
do you
went to the
mean?
Baptist. We went to the Baptist. There was a Baptist church and there was an Orthodox church. Baptist church, we came. Students became Christians. We had jeans,
Yeah.
jewelry, and these Baptist churches, they said, sorry, in our church, no jeans, nothing, no jewelry, so
Right.
on. We thought, okay, we're not going to be part because we heard different gospel.
Right.
Like we are being accepted the way we are, and just so, and praise God for the missionaries. They started for us Bible studies,
Okay.
and we met together. We did Bible study. By the way, our professors of the university also gave their hearts to the Lord, and
Hmm.
together with them, we had Bible studies. It
All
was
right.
really great time. And then we had some of the missionaries and some of Christian organization from abroad. They saw this big need. So many young people became Christians and they wandered from place to place. And they decided to do Bible schools. It was a Nehemiah, actually, ministry Nehemiah team from Germany, from Nuremberg, Germany, Fürth.
Okay.
And they
Yes.
had a vision to feed 5,000 till the year 2000. They said, we don't have much. We have just 5 loaves of bread to fishes, but we
Hmm.
can share, we can feed, you know. And they invited me to translate. At first I was in the Bible school, then I translated in the school, and then they asked me if I can be an administrator. And then they asked to start Nehemiah as NGO because we had some problems with visas for the teachers. And teachers were
Okay.
coming from all over the world, from like pastors, teachers from different churches. And we did Bible schools all over Ukraine, all over Russia, Siberia, even like far Chukotka
Hmm.
there. It was really great time. And then, like when I was in these Bible schools, and actually Jesus just touched our hearts. And part of our Bible school, there was an inner healing. We it was a Bruce Thompson teaching The Walls of My Heart, and many, many, many young people like just changed. Like, it was a transformation, amazing transformation. And many after the Bible school, they started to do different types of ministries. Some started churches, some went and started rehabilitation centers for young people with the addictions. Some started to work like ministry to the families who have children with the disabilities, some to the homeless. And my heart was it was state orphanages. When
Hmm.
for the first time, it was I think 1994. I went to the state orphanage, and there were around 400 kids
Mm.
I was like, I was moved. In my life, usually during Soviet times, they built these state orphanages outside the city, somewhere in the rural areas, not nobody could see, because we were the best country, Soviet country, but we didn't have these people with disabilities. You could not see them on the streets.
Mm.
So when I went and I saw that, I just could not believe. And it was really difficult years, 90s. No, not enough food, clothes. And one of the even director of this orphanage, she was selling furniture there in order to buy potatoes to feed kids. Imagine.
Mm.
So, and these kids, they didn't have any practical life skills. They didn't know Bible, of course, and we decided to go there to make friends, to become like with these children, to help them. We did Bible study, we taught them practical life skills, but then those who graduated, they didn't have place where to go. Many of them couldn't get to the
So
colleges, like vocational trainings.
how old were they when they graduated?
Those time it was 14, 15, 16. So,
Just
and
a mid teenager,
yes,
and they
yes, yes,
graduated, no place to go.
yes. Yeah, it was so difficult those days. So we decided to start like a social apartments for them in our city.
Okay.
And we like made special like agreements with the colleges and even with the universities. We helped them to get to these colleges, like to get vocational trainings, to get into universities. We were tutoring them, helping them, then teaching them life skills. Like literally, we were teaching them how to make tea, how to
Mm.
make like very simple food, even, and like how to have to wash clothes, even have to take a shower, like even these things,
So
have to wash their
were these
hair.
handicapped kids or
Some kids were not handicapped, and some children they were from the special orphanage for the kids with the mental disabilities, but many
okay.
didn't have mental disabilities. They had some delays in their development, but they could get jobs and additional education. And some of these kids now from the school for with the mental delays kids are now are working as the social workers. Imagine,
Wow. Wow.
speak several languages now. So so
Uh,
like it's hmm
so so this began in the 90s,
yes.
and now we're 25 years or more later.
hmm
How how many kids have have you and Nehemiah, do you think, have helped during all these years? Can
I
you
don't have
imagine?
figures, but I think
But
we
guess.
thousands. I think 2000s at least. Yes,
Okay.
in our
Uh,
area, it's in our region.
Okay. And that's in
Yes.
eastern
hmm
Ukraine?
No, it's a Western Ukraine, west
Oh,
part of
you're
Ukraine.
in western Ukraine
Yes.
now. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So
hmm
several thousand kids, God has
hmm
enabled you to be his hands and feet to help these kids be able to
hmm
function in life.
Yes. But our aim was not just to help them, but to change the system, the Soviet, like really evil system. And we got connected with the people from different parts of Ukraine. And there was a movement, even, it was in 2000s. There was a movement,
Okay.
we called it Ukraine Without Orphans. And there was like an
Okay.
association, Ukraine Without Orphans, and organizations, churches, people united who had the same vision to help those children. And there were 30,000 churches those days and 30,000 orphans who were in the state institutions for orphans.
1 to 1.
A- And yeah, we said, okay, if one church just would take care of one kid, then we would deal with this system. and like
And
we will
so,
not have these
what was the
institutions.
response?
Response was great, and also the reforms started. There was a 2003 we had this four actually 2004 we had an orange revolution and new president. The first thing that he did, he started to work on this reform, like to
Okay.
change the system. And some Christians, they also became part of the government who were able also to be make big differences, like in the legislation and help us also to move in this direction, like the churches also would be involved. And in my area, in my region where I'm from, it's a Transcarpathia, we call it. So before the big war, before the Russian invasion, 24 February 2022, in my area, we had just one institution for the kids without disabilities, and there were 50 children and about 100 kids with the disabilities in the institutions. So that's what happened. We just needed 2 more years, and we would be able to close all these institutions, and the kids would be in the families. And
So,
most of the families Christians, like that, who adopted kids or accepted them, started foster care.
so how many kids have been adopted into families?
I don't have this figure, but many been
Thousands?
adopted.
Hundreds?
Yeah, I think so.
Thousands?
Yes,
Okay.
thousands, I would say. Yeah,
All right. And
and thousand, of course,
mostly by Christian families?
mostly. Yes, mostly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I just, Judy and I, my wife and I are adoptive parents.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have a little bit of understanding of what that means.
Mm-hmm.
And just praise, I just think of the difference in the lives of those kids,
Mm-hmm.
of now having a family and being a part of a family. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, Tatiana, um, do you have any stories of just like common people, not necessarily professional people,
Mm-hmm.
that you've recruited into your ministry, but just ordinary people who've reached out to bring in and
Mm-hmm.
adopt young people into their families?
Mm-hmm. Oh, like I can tell, or I have
Many.
many stories,
Yeah.
many stories I have.
Well,
So,
tell us one or two.
one story I can tell you about the family who adopted. For
Okay.
example, my friend, her name is um, Miroslava Holubka, and before she married, her dream was to have kids in her family, orphan
Okay.
kids.
Okay.
So,
That was her
and
dream.
her dream, Miroslava's dream, orphan, like she thought that she would adopt.
Okay.
And when she met her husband, she said that my dream is to have orphan kids, like adopt
Wow.
children, to
Okay.
have to take care. And she said, I worried like to tell him that because he might think that I have some kids,
Yeah. Right.
out of
Yeah.
marriage. So,
Right.
and she said it was like miracle because said, I wanted to tell you the same thing. Her husband, like
No
future
kidding.
husband, told.
Wow.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I know that right now they have 6 children, four of their own and two adopted. But plus, they already had a foster family, and in their foster family, they had about 12 children, 12 children.
The foster
So, but
family.
yes, yeah, they also had a foster family,
Okay. All
and
right.
there were 12 children in their family.
Hmm.
So, and now they have four their own and two adopted kids. It's a great family. And Miroslava now, she is teaching other parents. She's sharing with other parents also. Like in the process, she decided to become a social worker. Imagine. Uh,
Okay.
she was 38 and she said, I want to actually help others. And I want to get education. Tanya, what do you think? Will I be able? I said, of course, Miroslava, with your experience. Of course, yes. And so we helped her, and now she is a social worker, helping others, helping other
Mm.
families, and not just with the families who accepted like kids who became adoptive parents or foster parents, but also those parents who have now difficulties in crisis, and especially connected to the war, internally displaced parents. So that's Miroslava. Another story I would tell you about the kids, those who are in our social apartments that we
Okay.
started. So one, for example, young lady, her name is also Tetiana, like mine, and she works in our organization now. And she is one of, in her family, there were 12 kids, but she didn't know all her 12 siblings. Like she didn't know them. She knew only two of them who were with her in her orphanage, state orphanage, when we met
Okay.
her. So Tanya, we help her in the social apartment. She had some difficulties also with her own marriage. We helped her also. She's now has a son, and so she also became. Now she's studying psychology.
Okay.
She wants to help kids like her, and she's also actually helping children like her right now. And she goes from church to church. We have like agreement with the UNICEF. It's an international
Mm-hmm.
organization, and they asked us to promote better care reforms. And she's the one who goes to the churches and shares her testimony, and that she was helped once by people, Christians, and that's why her life now is she's thriving in her life. And also she's sharing how God healed her.
Mm.
She had a cancer, and God actually supernaturally healed her.
Wow. Praise the
And
Lord.
yes, and now she's sharing about her life story and how it's important for Christians to reach out to kids who need support and help, and who
Right.
doesn't have anybody in their lives who can help them.
Tatiana,
So,
incredible stories, really. Now, we've got a
hmm
bunch of people listening to your
yes,
story. And they are just ordinary folks. What would you say
yes.
to them to
hmm
encourage them to more effectively be Jesus' hands and feet in their context?
hmm so, um, I told you that I've been saved, and it was a big, huge transformation in my life. Yes, it's one thing that we are saved by grace, and it's not because of our own deeds or works that we would not
Right?
boast. It's by grace,
Okay,
and
we've got
and we are His poem, workmanship.
okay.
And yeah, and but it's like it's in Ephesians, but it is written that God prepared for each of us, like already prepared good works, good deeds. And I think that each of you, like who are listening to this program, you need to find these good works and good deeds.
They're
And
already
remember that
there.
yeah, they're already in front of you, and it just
Okay.
and it's like if you do them, it's like you are bringing kingdom of God to your heart and to the situation where you are in. And sometimes you think you're in difficult situation, but if you are reaching up, if you're coming and reaching up to what these good deeds, like I'm with these orphan kids in my life, but I can tell all other things with what you are doing also, these good
Tatiana
deeds. That,
Machibelli, thank you
yes,
so much for being with us today. May God
yes.
continue to bless you
Hmm.
and use you not only to meet the needs of kids, but to inspire others to do the same.
Yes.
God
Thank you.
bless. Bye bye.
God bless you too. Bye. Bye.